What are your processes of releasing and rebalancing energy in your body? Somatic tapping, tapping out energy in the body through the pressure of the tapping. We're moving the energy around in the body, and we're following the energy. We're noticing where we feel it in our body. Where do you feel the sensation, and where do you feel the body respond to the external stimuli of the tapping? Maybe you feel a sensation, and can you sort of follow that through the body? If I start tapping at the shoulders, maybe I notice something happening with my sensation in the shoulders. It's just a feeling, it's just a sensation, it's just our awareness of something in this space of the body. And when we just focus our attention on that awareness, can we follow it? Can we see where it goes? Maybe we feel the energy start to flow up the neck. And so we just follow it with the tapping up the neck. And we can use our breath to sort of release. Every time we exhale, we're letting go. We breathe in oxygen and then we exhale carbon dioxide. There are properties that are being received and released each time we take a breath. In chemistry, like, we know these things to be oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. What is it? Carbon oxide? Carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide. But no, science explains it as we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. We can just look at this as energy. There is movement happening. When we think about energy that might be sort of held in the body, stored in the body, blocked there, it's like, how do we get that energy out? One of the ways is just through the breath. Imagine not just breathing through the mouth or the nose, but breathing through the body, breathing through the cells. Your whole body is breathable. As we inhale, we're creating more space. We're breathing in, filling up the body with oxygen. And as we exhale, we're letting go of anything that doesn't belong. Oxygen sort of comes through on that inhale, scooping up anything that doesn't belong. Breathing in, exhaling out. If we can focus our attention on that, breathing in, exhaling out, we can be grounded in this attention to the things that we are attracting in and the things that we are letting go. On just an energetic level, we're constantly receiving and constantly giving. Receiving and giving, receiving and giving. There's a systematic flow that's happening. I have so many people who, when they think about meditation or mindfulness, they're like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do. And it's not about doing anything. It's really about doing nothing. It's really about the absence of doing something. It's because the system that's happening is a natural system. It's going to happen regardless, right? But the goal is to be in tune with that system. Just be present with the system that's happening. Notice it. Build awareness around it. See how much detail you can notice it in. Can you just have as much awareness as possible in this present moment? I just went on a rant. I just went on a tangent. I went from tapping to breathing to mindfulness, but it's all connected. It's all connected. Mantra for life. It's all connected. We're tapping, we're moving energy through the body. And through our inhales and exhale, we're also receiving energy and letting go of energy. Not only is there sort of this independent process of noticing and moving your own energy and receiving energy, there's also the process of like being connected with the energies around you and how that affects your own energy. Resonance, pretty much, is what we call it. And it's interesting because when I was doing my sound healing training, we talked about how sound is energy. There's different energies in different forms. And when two different sounds of different vibrational frequencies are next to each other, they will start to move at the same frequencies. They will start to resonate with one another. And through my counseling training at the Relational Center, we talk about resonance too. Resonance that's happening within the community. Human beings are also resonating with each other when they are in close proximity to each other and they are sharing and connecting and reflecting and talking and interacting and relating to one another. They are resonating. Maybe the best visual of this is from an emotional standpoint. As human beings, we are empathetic. If I see human being suffering, I am going to feel into an emotion. I am going to start to resonate with them just maybe by the visual of like seeing their sadness or seeing their pain or seeing their hurt. When we watch a show on TV and our favorite character dies or something happens on the show and we start to cry, or maybe we get upset, or maybe we're in suspense because it's a scary movie that we're watching and we don't know what's going to happen next and we feel so worried for the person. We are resonating, where our energy through our emotions are being impacted by the energy of the emotion that is around us, that we are witnessing or being present with. So we talked about tapping, moving energy in the body, releasing energy in the body through our breath, receiving energy through the breath, and also resonating with energies around us, right? Because that's going to affect our energy. And we know this is true through how human beings empathetically resonate with each other. I would say it's a skill or a strength that all living things have, that ability to feel energies around you. That's a very visual example of like something we can see with our eyes, but also know that we're resonating with energy around us in ways that we may not fully notice or understand. For example, I have a lot of plants in my apartment. Plants are living. They are living entities. I get to see them literally growing. We know that it's taking in energy from the sun. We know that in combination with the water and in combination with the soil and in combination with carbon dioxide, it goes through this system and then it actually releases oxygen. It releases the thing that we breathe in. I breathe in oxygen and I give carbon dioxide. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide and then they give oxygen back. So already there's an interaction that's happening between me and the plants that I have in my apartment. Maybe that's a way of energy around you impacting the energy within you without you even necessarily being able to see it or visualize it or be conscious of it all the time. And this is true for so many other things besides plants. There's energy in the food that we eat. There's energy in the music that we listen to. There's energy in the colors that we see with the art that we see. The brain responds to art, to color, to visual stimulation. There are so many ways that we are taking in energy through our environment, constantly in a state of resonating on sort of like a vibrational level, whether we realize it or not. When we watch the news and we see tragedy, that is energy, right? That we're taking in. We're being impacted in some way by what we're seeing. And whether that's being impacted by being stressed or worried or concerned or fearful or sad or happy, because there's good news. I mean, that's rare these days, but or happy. When we watch that content, something happens within us. On an emotional level, something happens, and that emotion is an energy. How is that emotion moving through the body, right? You know, is it causing us to feel warm and fuzzy on the inside? Is it causing us to be stressed, to want to run away? What's the vibration that is now happening in the body because of the content that we've watched and taken in? The energy that we are taking in and receiving and exposing ourselves to is important. It's important because it contributes to how we feel internally. That sort of explains and informs why that independent process of moving energy, whether it's through the tapping, whether it's through movement, it explains why we do those things and explains why we need to do those things. Because we're energetic beings, because we're exposed to so much energy around us, we have to have sort of a process and a routine of keeping that flow going. Getting overwhelmed by too much of a certain type of energy, we have to have some sort of process and routine for releasing that. And tapping is just one of the many, many ways to tap into releasing energy, letting go. But you can also release the energy through movement. You can release the energy through talk therapy. You can release the energy through art, drawing, going for a walk, talking to your pet, praying. And because we're always going to be exposed to various energies around us that we can't always control, it's important to really have some routines and systems in place. Let it be a practice. Let it be something that you practice, that you get curious about, that you explore, and that you consistently make a part of your day-to-day life. What are your processes of releasing and rebalancing energy in your body? Something to think about.